Hey everybody, it's Kyle. Hey, there's an old quote by Mark Twain. Well, that's attributed to Mark Twain. I don't know who actually said it, but he said, "The way to learn to do things is to do things." And I've always kind of thought that was pretty interesting. You know, I've come across a lot of things in my life that I didn't know how to do, and the fear of attempting them kind of freezes you a little bit. And but if you dive right in and you try, it's okay to fail, and that's part of the learning process. And I was reminded of this last night as I was talking to my wife, and we were kind of reviewing kind of how we got to where we were at as we're thriving in the chaos of, you know, raising two boys on the autism spectrum and raising a total of 6 kids, and kind of enjoying every minute of it. You know, I've mentioned to you I've had good and bad days, but certainly overall we as a family are thriving. And as we were talking about it, you know, when we realized about 10 years ago or so that our family was falling apart fast and we weren't handling the stress or the situation good at all, she and I decided with the rest of our family, our 2 oldest sons at the time, that we were going to fix it. And we didn't know how. We had no idea what to do to thrive in chaos as we raised, you know, our typical kids and our kids that are on the spectrum. We had no idea, and there was no books. We looked for them. There was no guide on thriving in chaos and enjoying life and finding joy and happiness during this process. And you know, I recalled that quote from Mark Twain: "The way to learn how to do things is to do things." And so we decided as a family that every Sunday night, me and my wife and my 2 oldest sons, my 2 oldest typical sons, would sit down and create a focus for the week. And that focus was going to be what we woke up with, what we focused on all day long, and really what we attempted to see, really, if that was a good way to handle the situation, a good way to learn to thrive in our home. And truthfully, we messed up a lot of stuff. We tried a lot of stuff that failed, just didn't work, or got us bad results. And I say bad results because I don't really see it as a failure. I mean, you always get results. Sometimes they're just bad. But when they're bad results, you know to adjust your plan. And, you know, over a period of a couple of months even, we'd meet every Sunday night and we'd review what we did the week before and our focus. We had it written down. We'd print it out and put it all over the house for ourselves. And, you know, and then we would keep that as our focus, and we'd review that the following Sunday and say, what was good about it? What was bad about it? How did it work? How did it not work? How could we tweak it to be better? And then we would create a new focus for the next week, and then print that off and stick it everywhere and focus on that. And surprisingly enough, after only a couple of months, we started to see some pretty good changes in our house. And we started to feel like we were thriving, even as we were going through the happiness and the failures and the different situations we were going through. And it kind of reminded my wife and I last night that the way to learn to do things is to do things. And that's what we were doing. We wanted to learn how to thrive in our situation. And so we were learning how to thrive in our situation. And we were doing things so that we could learn how to do things. And so the point I want to leave with you today is pretty simple. It's this: if you want to learn how to do something, then do it. And that means you're going to start, and that means you're going to stop, and that means you're going to fail, and that means you're going to succeed, and that means you're going to tweak how you do things, and that means you're going to continually move in the direction that you want to go. But it's interesting, nobody starts out an expert, but we slowly get there as we continually progress and move through these hard things in our lives. So I want to leave that with you. If you don't know how to do it, just start doing it, and you'll find out what not to do, and you'll find out what to do that'll lead you to success in whatever it is you're trying to do. And in this case, certainly, if you want to thrive in chaos, start thriving in chaos. Start doing things that make you feel like you're thriving, and creating systems for yourself and processes And if you want to see what we did, certainly we'll share that with you too. We spent almost 10 years doing it. We still do it. We still sit down as a family and we say, how are we serving him well? How are we not serving him well enough? How are we serving each other? And what that leads to is a very, very focused and systematic way of trying to make each other happy. And that's what we want to do. So I want to leave that with you. Have a great day and make sure you thrive today. Figure out a way to thrive, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.